Excited to have you once more, amazing viewer. We've seen how clean China is, absolutely spotless. But in this compilation, we are going to be looking into something much more deeper than that. And it has to do with trust. Check this.
This is a college in China, and this is where students come to pick up packages. As you can see, the packages are just laying everywhere. So you can just walk in here and pick your own package according to your own number. So there are numbers here and numbers everywhere. But the funny thing is, no one actually gets to take any other person's package. You basically can just come in here and pick up any package. So everything here is based on trust.
Can this work in your country? And mind you, this is a college. Trusting students. That's what impossible in my country. What do you think? Let's check this.
I mean to bash America, but this is ridiculous. And to my Chinese audience, this is going to be very strange to you. I am in a normal supermarket in Los Feliz, which is a very affluent part of Los Angeles. To buy soap, it's all locked up. You will never see this in China. You will never see this in Japan. You will not see this in much of the rest of the world. We are at the point where theft and criminality is so common in America that we have to lock up Tide Pods. I walked past this aisle and I was like, what? We're locking up laundry detergent? This too, baby formula, locked up. Oh my God. Look at this. The entire aisle, makeup, sunscreen, facial cleanser, everything is locked up. Hand soap. I'm really not trying to just bash America here. I'm a proud American. I love this country in certain ways. You have to lock up hand soap now? I don't know what to say. Want to know the difference between China and the United States? They don't have to lock up dish soap.
Now the big question is this: how is China able to maintain this high level of trust?
I get it. Go back to China about once every few years and you get to see the rapid development of China. But what you also see is what part of Chinese culture was poverty and what part of Chinese culture truly is Chinese culture. And recently I've noticed that one core aspect of Chinese culture is that Chinese people truly do love other Chinese people. I saw stores that were under an honor system and no one was watching over the store. You just pick up the ice cream that you want and pay what you're supposed to pay based on the menu. When I was paying all these vendors through Alipay, sometimes you have to put in the amount that you want to pay, and the vendors never double checked how much I paid. I could have literally paid any price, but they just trusted that you paid the right amount. The craziest one for me was when I was in Zhengzhou, which is not the most developed city. It's definitely not tier 1. There was one restaurant I went to where cars were just packed back to back to back to back because it wasn't a very big restaurant. People left their car keys in a basket. So if you needed to leave, you could just pick up a car key and drive other people's cars. And I think that's just so insane. Like, you can't even do that in Japan. And it was not like this at all when I used to visit China back when I was a child. My relatives would always tell me, watch your back. People are always out to scam you. If anyone tries to talk to you, just walk away and ignore them. It was very much a dog-eat-dog mentality, but that was not China. That was poverty. This is one of the main difficulties in governing China. And this is one of the primary differences between the United States and China, which is that it is very difficult to get Chinese people to go against Chinese people. For instance, the government can't just get Beijing police officers to round up Beijing people and detain them because a lot of these Beijing police officers were born and raised in Beijing. But if a Beijing police officer was caught tackling a Chinese auntie, his family would be deeply ashamed of him. And on top of that, everyone in Beijing would also shun their family as well. So it's just not worth it for them. You also see this in action yourself when you look at the way in which they do security checks at these subway stations. Like, it doesn't really look like they're doing much of anything. People just walk by with their purse and sometimes they check and sometimes they don't, and a lot of people just ignore them and walk straight through. It's because there's this mutual agreement between the citizens and the security that all of it is basically just theatrics and doesn't really do much of anything, but the citizens understand that the security needs to do their job to make money, and so they comply, and the security also understands that they need to make money, but it's kind of useless, and so they don't check that hard. I kind of understand, but also I don't understand at the same time why so many overseas Chinese people feel the need to be like super in touch with their Chinese roots, because even if you don't speak the language, even if you have never been to China, Chinese people will always see you as Chinese. As long as you have the blood of the Chinese, you are Chinese to them. I think it's one of the biggest benefits of being Chinese. I know that Chinese people can be quite annoying. Okay, I know I deal with them all the time, but it's kind of nice to know that like you're supported by 1/8 of the world. There are Chinese people literally everywhere. So in any country you go to, you should be able to find a group of people who will always protect you and support you no matter what.
Things that only happen in China. I was having a walk and look what I just encountered. I cannot believe this. There's a bunch of like motorbikes here, right? And they leave their stuff and even their phones. What? If this happens in the West, that phone will be taken away instantly.
China is definitely the safest country I've been.
I'm here in China. You might have heard a lot about China, but you might not have heard about how respectful and trusting the people are. Right in front of me is how they do their vending machines. And as you notice, they're just refrigerators with doors. When you scan this code, the refrigerator will open up and you can take whatever you want. If you choose to buy this one, you take this one out and you shut the door. They are trusting people here to not just ransack this. And I think that's a nice way to live. If I could live in a world where people could be trusted not to rob everything in front of them, I think that would be a better society. And I think this is a great system.
Can someone tell me why they leave the packages outside like that? I don't understand. Like, they don't have a place to storage all this? This in the West would never happen. First of all, because they will probably steal it. Like, everyone can come here and take it like this. And they just leave it there, but at the same time it's quite hot outside, so I don't think it's a good thing. So someone explain to me. Also, how can they be so chill that and they just leave the packages like that? Life in China never stops surprising me.
You want to know how safe and trustworthy China is? This restaurant that I always go to has their egg delivery, their produce and oil, just waiting here for them to open. And this is a busy area too. You know, it's not like there aren't people that come by here all the time, but that is something you would never see.
Here's something you might only see in China. This is a spot I pass by every day, a supermarket with an outdoor stock area. They leave drinks, snacks, and groceries under a simple shield, completely unattended. There's a camera, but no one is actually watching, and yet nothing gets stolen. It's always fully stocked no matter the time of the day or night. Even at night, when the nearby night market is bustling, everything stays untouched. In many other countries, stores would have to lock everything up, but here, this is just normal. It's something I've always taken for granted, but when I think about it, it really shows the level of trust and safety in daily life here. Would this work in your country?
This is how safe in China. You can see the delivery guy just left his bikes here with all this stuff. He left. I think he left for delivery, but yeah, he left like this.
You guys?
When I shared this video on cleanliness in China, I got feedbacks from people who believed that Chinese are forced to keep their towns clean, and I want to appreciate the effort of those who are educating through the comment section. We got to learn that everything that is done in China is a collective effort. So you could see how people would come and gift those who are cleaning. You know, it's a collective effort, and it has already been part of their culture. And also getting to hear that there was a part of China that was linked to poverty, and now that poverty has been eradicated, there is mutual trust. I think if there could be any kind of brainwashing that could lead people to mutual trust, everyone would want to have that one. The need of trust is paramount, but it's a challenge. We're living in a world where it's even close to impossible to trust even a family member. And if people can be able to trust each other, I leave my business outside believing that someone will just come and pay the exact same amount. Anyway, this blew my mind. We can go on and on. I even saw temples that left offering outside the temple, and I was like, where in the actual world will this happen? Only in China. If your country has the same, leave your country in the comment section so that it's also covered, because this is amazing. I appreciate that you're here. Like the video, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section, and see you in the next video.